Hi guys, so today we're going to be working on 10.2. Now 10.2 takes what we learned from 10.1 and adds just a bit to it. So we're going to work on this example question. In this example question, you're putting down a kitchen floor and the pattern looks like this. So you have 10 white squares and 2 red squares. But it's possible your kitchen floor is going to be way bigger than just 12 squares. So there's different options. You could do 2 designs, or 3 designs, or 4 or 5, or however many you would need. So the first part, which is what we've learned in 10.1, is to make a table. So they have red tiles versus white tiles. Now there's 3 patterns that you can see in this table. The first is that you can see that the red tiles, if you just look at those numbers, are going up by 2. So if you had to, you could make this table for a very long time because they are just going up by 2. If you look at the white tiles, you can see they're going up by 10. So again, you could just keep the pattern going and tell me how many white tiles they would need depending on how big their design was going to be. But there is a third pattern, and that pattern is where 10.2 gets a little tricky. It's about the relationship between the 2 different numbers. Okay, so if I asked you, what is the relationship between 2 and 10? You might be able to tell me that 2 and 10 are 8 numbers apart. So maybe they're adding 8. But if we go to 4 and 20, and I asked you to tell me the relationship between 4 and 20, it can't be that we're adding 8, because that would not get us to 20. So let's go back to 2 and 10. What's another relationship between 2 and 10? If we times 2 by 5, we would get 10. So let's try this here. If we times 4 by 5, we would get 20, so it works for that next row. If we times 6 by 5, we would get 30. So now we've found the third pattern. This third pattern is the most important, the relationship between the 2 numbers. And you can see they wrote it down here. The number of white tiles is 5 times the number of red tiles. So once you know the relationship between the 2 numbers, you can write an equation. And in this equation, you're going to have a letter. And we know that this is then an algebraic equation. And the letter is going to represent the number of tiles. In this case, they want it to represent the number of red tiles. So they're saying 5 times R, which is the number of red tiles, equals the number of white tiles. Okay, so if you tell me that in your kitchen floor, you're going to need 15 red tiles, then you can do the equation 5 times 15 to figure out how many white tiles you would need. Another way to do this would be to do this all the way till you get to the number 15, which would kind of be in the middle because it's not an even number. And then go all the way until you get where you think 15 would be on the table. But using this equation makes it go a lot faster. Okay? Okay, and then for C of this question, I said 15, not 16, sorry. They say, how many white tiles will there be if there are 16 red tiles? So they do the exact equation we're talking about. The number of white tiles is 5 times the number of red tiles. If there are 16 red tiles, there will be 5 times 16, which equals 80 white tiles. So that's how we answered this example question. Now, if we scroll down a page, we have example 2. It would be nice for you to try example 2 on your own because it does have the solution here. So you can work through the solution to make sure you are understanding. I want you to do question 4 and question 5, as well as question 6. 4, 5, and 6. So just 3 questions. We're also going to do the extra practice for 10.2 because it's a little tricky. So we're just going to start with these 3 questions, 4, 5, and 6. Make sure you let me know if you have any questions so I can help you out. Thanks.